Hello, hello, and welcome to Light Sprinkles. I'm Spring Ulrich, your host, and I am so pleased that you're here. I'm here to inspire and bring you healing tips and tools to springing forward in your life. Thank you for listening and tuning in today. I am talking about riding the waves today. Riding the waves throughout your day and throughout your experiences and throughout your life. Because here's the deal, that's really what we get to do every day, is really ride in each moment and ride the waves as they're coming at us, especially when we go through something really turbulent, going through grief, going through massive changes in our life, and experiencing things that are difficult and with challenges. And even if you're in a really great space in your life and a really wonderful spot, the chances are daily you find challenges coming up. Even if you're having a really great day, there can be little irritations or things that come along, problems that get to be solved. And so just being able to ride those waves in a really beautiful way, in a way that opens you up to utilizing those challenges to grow and to move you forward, rather than being things that stop you from taking action and being able to live fully in the moment, or fully be present with what is in your emotion and your energy, and things that might have you check out of your experience, or try to stuff emotions and not really be fully present with what's going on, and really being in the reactive mode rather than the response mode, and being really conscious of how we are showing up, and what vibration and energy that we are holding and showing up in. So with this, I wanted to talk about being able to ride all of the waves that come, especially when you are going through something such as grief, or a loss of a loved one, a loss of a relationship in your life, or something really profound and important to you, or going through an identity shift, change in your life, and the emotions that come at you so quickly, especially if you're in that first 2 years of loss in the event of a death. That is a really challenging time, and one that is so full of massive waves, massive energy, super higher waves than you've probably ever imagined or experienced before. And they can feel like they're just coming at you like a tsunami, just coming over and crashing down upon you. And they can come so quickly that you feel you can barely get up enough to just catch your breath. And I know it can feel really challenging and really difficult. And I also know that love is the key. Love is the answer for every problem and any problem. That it will ease and be the balm in any situation, or any problem, any challenge, any struggle that you have. Love is always the answer. And what I know is, after experiencing a death and a loss, is that love remains. Love is what is still there. And as I was doing my meditation and journaling today, and really getting deep into that insight of that love is the key, love is the answer to every problem, and love is the solution to all. I had that piece and that part of me even today say, wait a minute, is that really true? Is that really true? Because I couldn't love my late husband enough to save his life. And I couldn't fix him. I could not solve the problem of saving his life and healing his body. I couldn't love him enough to save him. And that really doesn't sit well. And that's really a really difficult pill to swallow, to to really question everything that I hear, everything that, every truth that I feel, to really look at that and say, okay, is it really true? Because there's a part of me that's saying, wait a minute, is that really true? Because I didn't get what I wanted. I didn't I didn't feel like I was enough to be able to love him enough, no matter how profoundly, no matter how deeply I loved him. I couldn't love him into wellness. I couldn't love him enough to save his life. And that was truly and is such a difficult um, a difficult wave to ride. And what I also know is that love remains. It absolutely remains, and it still has been the constant. And that no one, not even death, not even him leaving his body and no longer being in this physical form, can take that away. The love that we had, the love that we shared, the love that I still have for him, it remains. And love is what carries me through my day every day and allows me to grow and to be a better person every day and in every way and in every moment. And when I continue to look at love and to choose love and to ask the big question of what would love do here and how would love show up, then I can show up in my biggest brilliance, my most, in my most authentic self. Because truly and ultimately, that's what we all are, is love. And anything else is just a confusion. Anything else is a distraction. So when I can remember to ask that question, when I'm having those waves coming at me of life, whatever it is, whether it's overwhelmed with my to-do list, my tasks, issues coming up within a business decision that needs to be made, or an upset happening with the children, or just overwhelm in the sheer amount of volume of work from the yard to the housework and the laundry piling up and the shopping that hasn't been done, whatever it is that is feeling that stress, when I can remember to tune into that love and say, what would love do here? And focus on that one thing. And when I can bring love in, then I can be more compassionate with myself. I can be more compassionate with everyone around me, and I can give myself more grace. And love is absolutely the key in all of it, because when I can bring more love in and ask the question of what would love do here, how would love respond, I can be more flexible. I can be, I can remember to tap into that love energy and be kinder to myself, be less critical, and be more focused on looking for the love, looking for what's right, rather than looking for all of the things that are going not well. And I can look for the celebrations and all of the things that have been done wonderfully, or the wonderful things that have happened in my day, the super woohoo, yes, the awesome experiences that are coming up, the opportunities that are coming my way. And I can harness those in a much more powerful way, even if I fall off track, even if I fall into old habits or fall into an upset or a depression. I can stop myself. I can get conscious of where I am falling into those negative patterns and take a breath and ask the question, what would love do here? How do I want to show up next? How would love respond? And when I can just tap into love continually throughout the day, then I can find my way. I can catch my breath. I can create a little bit of that cocoon and that essence, so that I don't feel like I'm just completely being tumbled by the waves that are coming at me so fast. And then I can give myself grace. I can create that space in my mind, in my heart, to be able to open up and receive more love and allow that in a more, and be more in that flow, so that I'm riding the wave rather than just being tumbled by it. So I can go with the flow of life rather than continue to fight against it and recognize when those waves are coming up, to not just shove them down and fight it, because then I'm really getting tumbled like in a washing machine. And instead, if I can really allow myself to express those emotions and to ask what I'm learning, what are the opportunities here in this situation, even though it feels really awful and I'm feeling like there is no solid ground, I don't know what is up or what is down, and I'm trying to figure out all of those pieces around me. If I can still remember to ask the questions of how would love show up here, and where is the love, and looking for the gifts, looking for the opportunities, and how I'm growing in this challenge, in this wave. How can I utilize it and ride it more smoothly? Is it being able to release and really cry and let that go, and really give myself permission to feel the emotions deeply? Is it to get really angry and beat that pillow, or have a serious, just angry, turn on the music and write out all the things where you feel like life has been unfair, and do a transformative journal exercise so you can release it and transform that energy? Is it that you can go for a really intense body movement, whether it's through amazing dance, going for a run, or getting your body moving through swimming, or a bike ride, or hiking up a hill, doing something that will physically move that energy and allow you to ride the wave through your body and not have it be stuck in your body. So being able to move, being able to tap into, but it all starts with tapping in, not only to your mind and getting aware of what thoughts and stories that we're telling, but tapping into your heart, tapping into the love of who you really are, and asking, what would love do here? And allowing that to serve you. I want to share with you an experience that I've had quite often, and it's been one of my challenges that I've been able to look at and utilize and be able to say, okay, where's the gift here, and how can I shift this, because I'm not really enjoying this situation. I'm not loving this experience, because usually in our challenges we're not loving that experience so much, and it's okay to shift the language around and say, and I love that because I'm learning. And I've had an experience where I've had really wonderful days, or wonderful moments, really, really high moments. And then the next day, like say I have a really great day where I'm just really on task, I'm getting everything done, I'm feeling really super accomplished, I'm feeling good about myself for having one of those really feeling great about myself days, or even having a really fun, wonderful day where my family's enjoying, or I've had a trip, or I've traveled somewhere really wonderful to visit my family. And then the trip is over. And this has been something that has come up quite often, that the trip is over and then there's the trip letdown. There's the letdown that the trip is over and now it's back to getting into the regular routine and taking back on the tasks that I got to escape from and have just carefree, woohoo, I'm having a fun vacation time, excuse me, and visiting family. And then also that sadness on my heart that, oh, I'm not with my family anymore and I miss them and they're so far away. They live in another state. And when is it going to be that I get to see and celebrate with them again? So there's just that letdown of after a trip sometimes of being just in that lower energy. So I'm on this high peak in this top of the mountain, and then all of a sudden I find myself in this valley. And I've recognized this pattern that I do, whether it's I'm having a great day and I'm just knocking things out of the park. I'm super on target. I'm getting all these things done and I've got just high energy and I am just on fire with getting task after task finished. And if I'm not at the same peak and the same level of energy the next day, then that can be putting me into the valley because I'm having the same expectation and the same desire to feel that same vibration, that same, woohoo, I'm rocking it today. And if I'm just not physically there for whatever reason, whether it's lack of sleep or some other things come in and Life happens, whether it's surprise, here's something that I get to deal with, whether it's with kids or somebody shows up at your door unexpectedly. Anyway, whatever distractions happen and get to be dealt with, or problems that get to be solved within that day, being able to be flexible enough to be able to have that, and to be okay with that. Not every day are we going to be at the same level of energy. Just like the ocean and just like water, it has different, even within the same stream. If you really watch a river, and I live next to one, so being in the water, experiencing the water, it has within the same stream, within the same area. If I walk across the river where I live, if I walk across that river, or swim across, really, depending on the time of year, depending on how high the river is. Sometimes you can walk across it, and sometimes it's so high, it's so intense, I would not even get into it, depending on winter or summer. But even in the summer, swimming across with my children the other day, I realized, wow, there were some really, really surprising places, which I know and I'm very concerned about. So we always wear our life jackets, and we haven't gotten into the river too often, simply because there are so many surprises within the river that it can really be, I'm cognizant of the danger and cautious and aware. We started swimming across to the other side and found that there was a spot, because there's a spot that I get to sit in, and it's really wonderful, by the bank, and I can just go do my cold plunges and enjoy that spot. But then it gets into a current, and the channel starts coming through, and it gets more swift, and you think, oh, it's not really moving that quickly, and it really is moving quite swiftly. But I was able to swim through that, my son and I, and then we got to a spot where it really picked up, and it was surprising because where we live, the river comes around a bend and it picks up momentum. So through this one part of the channel, different parts can be deeper than others, where sometimes you think, oh, I'm walking, and all of a sudden it's over your head. And so not only does the depth change of the river, but also where within the river some places are really calm and some places are really swift. So when my son and I were swimming across, all of a sudden we're in this current, and it's moving so swiftly that I'm really having to swim quickly and really just reach and get into a really swift movement where I was starting to get a little nervous, because it was pulling me down the river in the direction I didn't want to go, really swiftly, really quickly. And we made it to the other side, but it gave me that little startle and that jump, like, wow, that was a really intense area. And it was a surprise. So even within one river, it changes, and we're the very same. We can be really slow in some days and in some moments of our day, and then even throughout the day, sometimes we might start out with really low energy, and then it might pick up, or it might be start out really high energy and then dip and then kind of come back up and down. You might find in the afternoon you have that time where you're having that nighttime a lull, or the mid-afternoon feeling like you really want to just have a nap. So within our days, we have those riding of the waves, simply of our energy shift and our energy changes. So for me to expect that my emotions would be the same all day, every day, or I'd be at peak performance every single day, and having that let down the next day of, wow, why am I not performing at the same level that I did the day before, and why can't I maintain that, is absolutely perfectly normal. That wouldn't be sustainable either. That there are the periods of rest, and there's the periods of high intensity, achieve, and then relax. And so when I can remember that, it assists me in just being more kind and more gentle with myself, and being more loving, and being able to enjoy the ride more, and not be so concerned about being at the same level of activity, or the same level of I'm high flying, high time, enjoying, and being okay with giving myself the grace and that the ability to feel the emotions that I'm feeling, whether it's, oh man, I'm sad, I'm missing my family, that I'm not with them because I'm home for a trip, or yeah, it's kind of a bummer, I'm not at the same level of peak performance as I was yesterday. But you know what? My body did a lot yesterday. So today I want to just, my body is asking for that rest. And instead of fight it, be able to ride that and really relax and rest into that so that I can get to that next level that I really want to get to quicker. So being able to ride the wave, not be fighting it, but also being able to ride the wave like you would a surfboard, so to speak, in a way that allows you to utilize the experiences in your life, get conscious of them, be able to figure out how to surf those waves rather than just be tumbled by them continuously. How can we find ways that allow us to grab our board, which our boards can be the tools, right? The tools of reminding ourselves to ask the questions of how would love show up, being real and authentic about where we are, not fighting the emotions that are coming up, and allowing ourselves to express those emotions in really healthy ways, in ways that are not hurting or harming anyone else, but allowing them to express and be heard and seen, because those parts of ourselves want love too. So love is always the balm, whether it's an upset with your child, if you're having a frustration that continues to reoccur and it's like a cycle event that keeps coming up, the chances are more love is needed in that area, right? If we can remember, if we're having a struggle with our child, when we have that, even just speaking, oh, my child's giving me a hard time, and switching that to, my child's having a hard time. If you're feeling like your child's giving you a bad time or giving you a hard time, it might be feeling hard for you, but absolutely that they are probably having a hard time themselves. So remembering to bring the love and the compassion in. And it's not always easy, because sometimes the back talk, the sassy, the attitudes, and the not listening or not doing what you've asked the first or the third or the fourth time can be super infuriating and frustrating. And I get that. And when I can remember myself to give my kids that grace and to say, how would love show up? And they must be having a really hard time right now. And to ease up on my critical tone, and just bring more love in. And that's when I can really have the shift and the more ease and the flow when those waves happen within my own parenting. And today I utilized that tool myself when my son and I were having an upset, and I just sat back and said, okay, how would love show up here? And how can I utilize this challenge? What am I learning as a parent? How can I grow from this? And what is it that he needs? How do I get to show up for him in a better way? And what I realized was I just needed to give him more love. And so after he had done an exercise that I asked him to do, which was just basically sit down and write a page of gratitude to shift his experience and to just get him in a higher vibration, to remind him what things in life he does love and the good things he does have in his life. And I just brought him in. I said, thank you for doing that, son. And I brought him in and I loved on him, and I just held him with no agenda, with nothing else, but just playing with his hair and giving him the love, because he is definitely one of his love languages is touch and being hugged, and he's such a great snuggler. So I knew he needed more of that from me today, and I gave that, and it softened the barriers between him and I, and it softened my heart and his, and I knew that's what was needed, was just that balm of love. So where can you give that love to yourself and to all those around you? How can you be that beacon of light and that love and bring that balm to yourself? How can you give that love balm and get it all over yourself? Use it as that like suntan layer so you don't get so scorched and so burned by all of the things that are coming and all of that salty water that's coming at you. If we can just give ourselves that love balm, because here's what I know. even though the immense amount of love that I had wasn't able to solve the problem or save my husband's life, my late husband's life. It didn't save him, and it didn't heal his body. It was definitely a balm because I loved on him to my ultimate capacity, and it made riding that wave, as much bitterness as there was there, and as difficult as that wave was to ride through his cancer journey, and watching him go through what he got to go through with his body and all of the pain he was in and the suffering, I still got to love. And that love was a balm for both of us. And that love has continued to be a balm through my grief journey and through my journey of parenting, through my journey of every problem that has come up. So I hope that this has served you. I hope that this assists you in your journey to springing your life forward and bringing more and more love into your day in every way, and just bring the love balm, baby. Bring the love balm. So let me know how you're utilizing that love balm and what nuggets and tips and tools you are taking into your life today. I would love to hear your experience with this and how it is growing you in all these beautiful ways. And I am so grateful that you tuned in today, and I hope that it has served you. And it's an honor to share and to give you the gifts that have been working for me and that I have utilized in my life. And I look forward to our next episode. If you found value in this, please come and join us on our next episode. And you can find me at lightsprinkles.com. And that's lightsprinkles.com. And I'm Spring Ulrich. And you can find me on Light Sprinkles on YouTube and Light Sprinkles on podcast. So again, please, if you've found enjoyment or value in this channel, please like, subscribe, share. And I hope that this serves you on your journey and sprinkling light upon your day. Much love and light. Thanks for tuning in. And honor yourself and be grateful that you gave yourself time to receive some of these nuggets and try them on, see how they work for you. And listen to your heart, listen to those nudges, and get your surfboard out and ride those waves. And use that love balm. Get it all over, everywhere, even in your hair. Get it in there. Anyway, again, I will see you on our next episode. Bye for now.